Hello and welcome to Scrappy Sunday. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And Sunday early evening, I am bringing you a memory keeping project. Now I have been focusing on Stampin' Up's scrapbooking workshop kits because I'm just getting back into scrapbooking from a long hiatus. I'm branching out because Stampin' Up! Has recently pulled in a lot more memory keeping products, and I really do miss having those albums to look at. My children love looking at them and remembering as well, so I'm getting back into them. But it's a slow process as I learn and get comfortable. The same is true with designing my own cards. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get and the easier it gets. So beginning June 3rd, Stampin' Up! Is releasing a online exclusive, well, one of their kits collection kits, and it is scrapbooking focused. And while they do have some layouts kind of pre-done for you in the kit, you really can make it your own. You do not have the specific cutting instructions, you just have some ideas. And so you can take those ideas and run with it. I'll show you what I mean. Check it out. On Tuesday, Stampin' Up! Is going to release some new kits collection kits, and one of them is a Make a Memory scrapbooking kit. So this is great for beginning scrapbookers or experienced scrapbookers. It's just got a whole bunch of 12 by 12 paper that can serve as background pages, and it has die cuts and other pieces. It has the Memory and More cards to it. Lots of wonderful things. Even has some adhesive inside. So let's just see what we get before we create something. It is really quite thick, and right now I don't even know what the price point is of this, but you're getting a lot. You're getting a pretty good sized roll of tear and tape. And then you're getting these, what they're like Memory and More cards. It doesn't say that on the package, but that's what it seems like to me. I'm looking for my scissors so I can get into this for you and show you the designs. Okay, let's see here. Let's get in there. Open it up. It all coordinates. So you can see these flowers are right here. Let's just see what else we have in here. And they look like they're only one-sided. So they are only one-sided. It's got some adhesive dots. But you've got some nice mats or just some accents. You can keep them whole or cut them up. Lots of flowers. Perfect for spring and summer. And then some just geometric note paper, some pretty hearts and stripes and polka dots. So lots and lots of designs here. And of course you can see that they coordinate with some of the designs in the paper. So these two sheets you can cut these apart for the strips, or you can keep them together. I'd probably cut them apart. We've got this. I really love this one. It looks like it's kind of a watercolor wash all over it. There are a bunch of die cuts. So you've got die cut tags. You've got labels. You've got journaling options here. Lots of things there. Let's see. Let's not repeat what we've already gone through. Got another nice background sheet here. Got this one, which it has just a nice, you don't even have to cut your strip to go across there. You've got a strip, and you can just kind of lay your photos on here. This one. And then you've got some more tags. And some more background papers, and these are one-sided. They're pretty nice and heavy too. They are thicker than regular designer series paper sheets. It's a pretty linen, some stripes, petal pink. And here we've got some more papers. Here you've got a page of die cuts, so a typewriter and a camera and a bicycle. I think I'm going to scrapbook perhaps some of my trip to Sandals in the Caribbean, because they had a lot of these old-fashioned types of bikes there, and it was really fun. Most of the tires were, you know, lacking some air, but it was really, really fun. And then you've got all these die-cut words, which are great. Ooh, you've got lots of, oh, and there's stickers too. Oh, and you got more. Oh, this one is in French, so I don't need that one. You've got some leaves. This one must be in German. Yeah, this is in German, so I'm not going to use that one either. But the rest of them, you can use. This is all English right here. So we've got lots of good things that we can work with. You'll also find this little sheet of instructions. And this, if you open it up, will show you how to create this or these 3 layouts. And you can see that the photos are really taking, you're drawn right into the center here because there's not much else top and bottom. So you don't have to fill a page completely. Down here, we have one that uses 4 photos of varying sizes. So you just, you know, it's like putting photos on your wall. You can have different layouts, different arrangements. And then for me, there are no photos on here for me to see, but what I like about this is I'm drawn to the journaling that's over here. It's a nice big piece of journaling that you can write a whole bunch there. But in addition to those 3, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other layouts that they give you samples for. So ideas. Of course, you don't have to go by any of them. You can do what you want and make it look how you want. And on the back here, you can scan this for some basics and maybe the kit one. It'll show you how to put things together. But lots of great ideas here. Let's get started and make a page. All right, I've printed out some photos from my vacation to St. Vincent with some friends, co-worker and friends. And this was from a kayaking trip that we did to tour a bat cave. And it's very hard to tell right in here, but this, the roof of the cave was just otherworldly. I can't even describe it. This looks very accurate. So the walls here were very light grayish, and I don't even know what this was, if it was rock formation or if it was bat stuff. I don't know. I don't know how bats really live. We didn't see bats, and we couldn't go in because we could get trapped in there because of the tide, but I don't know. Anyways, that's what they told us. So I'm going to scrapbook these, and I thought that I would use the inspiration on these 2 pages right here. So I have 3 that will go down the side here, and we'll see how we arrange those, probably like this. And then I want one that's on its own page because that's kind of describing our friendship and the day. So I think that one is going to be inspired. It's going to look closely like this layout right here. So let's get started. We need to pick out some backgrounds. All right, we're going to start with this pattern right here. And I thought I'd bring in some more stripes. You know what? I don't know if I want more stripes, or maybe I want the polka dots. There were some polka dots in here too, I think. Yeah, right there. It kind of brings out, not that you need to bring out anything that's in our jackets, but it does tie it all together a little bit and sets a picture off a little bit more. than just that plain piece right there. So we're going to do that. And then let's go ahead and bring in maybe some other components that we might have to chop up or do something with. I think we could do this. We could either do this tag or the other tag to journal on. That's a lot of lines in there. Let's see. This might be a lot of yellow too. But if we journal on this, that would be a great thing to journal with right there. And we've got all sorts of other die cuts that we can do. We can also cut up some of these strips. Let's see. Now, let's see. Got that. Where are some of my stickers I need to? We also have these cards that we can cut up some of these, like we could have the little flowers. That's going to coordinate with what I want to put on the other side. So we could do the flowers. We could do these flowers. I do want to put some of my die cuts in there. And if I bring out the die cuts, you see what I have here. So I have some of these flowers, these flower elements that I can tie in on the next page too. So let's go ahead. And I'm going to cut this up into maybe a 2x2 square. So let's cut this down to 2x2. So we have a 2x2 here. We're just accenting a little bit here. And then maybe we have another one that we could use the hearts. Not sure about the hearts. We could bring this in because it's a little bit of a sand kind of color. Okay, yeah, let's do that one. So I'm just going to cut off camera because you know how to cut by now. And while I'm only using this scrapbooking kit, you could certainly bring in some regular cardstock, some two-tone cardstock, whatever. So there we have that. And we need a caption for this. And I really like fun together because that's what we did. We had a lot of fun together. So let me get my words out here. The ones that, I don't want the ones that aren't in English. I want the ones that are in English. Let's see if we can find those right here. So we have fun and together. It's not really the nicest color for this, but let's see. So we could do fun. Put that right underneath there. So let's start tying things in and laying things out. So let's adhere our photos to the page. Okay. Just want to leave about the same border left and top. I could have made this picture a little bit smaller to fit on the 4x6. I chose not to. For one reason, it was already printed. So I didn't want to have to reprint. I'm still kind of new at this. And I just opened up this kit tonight. So here we have something that looks just like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to straddle this over here, maybe put these under here like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's put a little adhesive here. little adhesive here. And then we're going to put some adhesive on the back of here. And this is going to be what we journal on. And if you're worried about journaling and making a mistake when you're journaling, then just write on it first and then put it on. Okay, so we've got this down here. I can put a little more adhesive here, even though it's going to be in a page protector eventually when I get them in. So we've got that, and we need our fun. This is a sticker. So let's see. I'm not gonna really press it down right now. I just want to make sure I like how this is gonna be. So I'm just gonna leave it lightly there. And then we're gonna find together and pull that off. I just want to be, it comes off pretty well. It's pretty thin, so when you lay it down, you want to lay it down pretty gently. So fun together. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that. So I think I'll put the fun down there, fun together. And then I will journal, and there I have a page done. Okay, now it took a little bit of time just to do some journaling. And if you don't like your handwriting, which I'm not a big fan of mine, but they say you should do it just so that people could, you know, see that you're real, see your writing. And this says, we went to the Bat Cave. We didn't see any Batman or even any bats, but we had fun kayaking out there and were amazed at the formations in the cave. Now, I think this still needs a little bit of something. So I'm going to bring back in I'm going to bring in these pieces right here, and I'm going to add a flower. I think that will tie it in nicely. I could have that little flower. I can have a larger flower. Or I could have this little trio of flowers, which I think that might be what I do. I think I'll put that right over here. Let's see, how do we want to face this? I think just like that looks good. A little adhesive. And right there. And that page is done. For this next page, I'm going to bring in this sheet as I said I would. And I'm going to need my paper trimmer because I'm going to take this sheet of paper and get this yellow strip. Just put this in. I'm going to use the ditch of my paper trimmer to cut right down that edge. And then cut down the same edge on the other side. All right, so now we have just this strip, and we've got plenty of other strips to use at a future time. So that's gonna go right down here. Oops, I got a little bit of the green. Need to trim a little bit more, I guess. So let's see here. Here we go. You can make that as wide or as thin as you need to. So we have this, and our pictures are going to go right on top of that. Oops, not that one, that's the wrong size. So here are our Batcave pictures. So let's see, let's do a little progression. So that's when we were further away, and here's when we were close up and then hanging out. All right, and I think the bolder colors on the bottom seem to look pretty good about that. I'm gonna trim a little bit off the top of that picture, just a little bit. And there we have that. So we're gonna have that just like that. And we need to bring in some more accents. So I could bring in this really large flower if I wanted to. And we can put this right over here. Let's see, so I'm going sort of along this layout feel here. And I can journal right on this background if I wanted to. And let's see if we've got any little sayings here. I've got the little things, but this is I really like the collect memories piece, but I'm finding that this is a little bit more crumb cake and this is a little bit more gray. So maybe I need to go with one of the other pieces. So I have a couple of choices. I can do this, or this looks kind of watery to me, and it goes nicely next to this one. I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to change my mind because that's how it goes when you're scrapbooking. You can do that. So if I put this down here, it's like a little ray of sunshine. That's going to go like that. And even though the water is differently colored in the Caribbean, you can see a lot of different blues here. It was very cool when we were kayaking and when we were on the water bikes too. The water bikes were fun. You could see some places it was like this, some places it was really dark, but a beautiful blue, a beautiful dark blue, not really gray like it is here, but it all has to do with the depth of the water. So let's see. So we have that, and I would probably just write up in here something, maybe something to do with the fact that the people that we were with, they weren't feeling all that great, but they made the best of it. Josh was really sick the whole time that we were on vacation, but he was a trooper and made the best of it, because what are you going to do? All right, so, yep, now let's just put that down. Let's adhere some of these things down. All right. Oh, I haven't done the yellow yet, have I? Well, we've got to do that first. Let's go ahead and put that down. That looks good. Now we can put these photos down. Let's put a little bit of, I'm going to use the lines that are on these stripes to align my photos. And here's that one. Let me put the bottom one on. So the bottom and the top are spaced the same from the edge. So we need that. Looks pretty good. And then this guy can go right in the center. Right about there. Those lines really help in putting that right where they belong. So I'm gonna put some journaling in here, and I've got these the Stampin' Write marker, and the bullet tip is going to let me just journal something here. And if you are somebody that likes to have lines on here, you could pencil in some lines and then erase them. I'm just gonna freeform it, I think. All right, so I did a little journaling. It says, kayaking was fun and the day was great, but the very best part was, as is always the case, spending it with those you love. And we certainly do love spending time with them. like myself and Peter, Josh is a big gamer. He loves to play games, loves to have fun. So we did bring along card games and we played that too, even though, I mean, the weather was gorgeous, but we could not, we really were hoping we could play shuffleboard and some other things, but it was just so hot out there. I'm just bringing in a couple more flowers. So I'm doing an odd amount. It's just like with embellishments. You want that triangle. Kind of draws your eye in without distracting. So even though these aren't necessarily made to be spreads, I have made this to be a spread. And this is what it looks like together. You know, I found in putting these pages together that it is not just opening up an album and remembering, but even the process itself brings back the memory of such fun times. We really did have a wonderful time with our friends in St. Vincent, and it makes me want to go back. But we have lots more fun coming up, including camping this summer. And we camp with friends every 4th of July. So I know I'll have more photos to scrapbook then. But join me next week, and I'm going to get back to that St. Vincent trip because I've got to get those photos into albums. We'll see you next Sunday.